All right, your Google site portfolio is what you're going to use to showcase the work that you get done in whatever program that you happen to be in. Okay, so it'll be where we can see your finished products, your credentials, and other information that I'll go over with you here shortly. First, you're going to go to sites.google.com, okay, which is right up here. Then you want to click on blank site. Okay, this is what you'll see. Up here where it says untitled site, you can add your name if you want. I'll say Cheryl site, or however you want to put that, okay? And you see it shows up right here as well. Your page title, this too can be whatever you want it to be, but this is your home page, okay? So whatever you want on your home page. So we can say, welcome to my portfolio. Okay, easy enough. Now this whole portfolio, for you to complete it, it should take you about 5 minutes. All right, so we don't need to add a bunch of bells and whistles and you know, all the prettified things. You can do that later, but to get started with it, to start inputting your information, attaching your projects, putting your projects in here, it'll only take 5 minutes to get that started. Okay, so now we have our name, the title of the home page. So now we're going to go, let's look at these tabs right here, themes, pages, and insert. Let's start with themes. Themes is just the way it's going to look. Okay, so this one is simple. And it's that color. If I go to the pink one, you'll see it changes color like that. If I go green, purple, black. All right, so this is just the aesthetics of your site. You can have simple, you can make it Aristotle, which will just change the look and feel of it. If you want a Diplomat, you know, whatever floats your boat, it's fine. Okay, so just pick one of those, whatever it is that you want to use. And also at any time, you can go back and change it. You know, if you find that, well, I really don't like that color, so I want to make it purple, that's fine too. Okay, so that's what the themes is about. Next is pages. Now, these are going to be all the pages that are on your site. We're going to come back here in a minute. Right now, I only have the home page, which is this page right here. Okay, and insert, we're going to use insert once we have all our pages up. Okay, and that's where we start to add the information on each of our pages. Okay, so let's come back over here to pages. So first we have our home page, which is right here. And our home page is where we want to introduce ourselves. Okay, the program that you're in, so you can put your picture up here. You know, hi, let me show you my home page. So this is my home page. So I have a picture that says, hi, welcome to my portfolio, to tell you what the portfolio is, a little bit about who I am, and the organizations that I've worked for. Okay, you don't have to do it like this, but this is your home page. This is the first page people are going to see when they come to your portfolio. All right, so just make, you know, really nice introduction, introducing yourself to people. Okay, now let's go to the add, the plus sign right here that says new page. Okay, you're going to click that. Now we want you to have certain pages in your portfolio. You can have any pages you want, but at a minimum, these are the pages that we want you to have. Okay, the first one is credentials. Okay, so you're just going to put credentials there. And that's going to show up here, okay, on your pages. All right, now the next page we want you to add is tools. Tools is, this is the software, hardware, any kind of technical tools or non-technical tools like project management tools that you're going to be using in your projects. Okay, and you don't have to do this all in one day. You can add to the tools page as you begin to use new tools and you begin to get really good with those tools. Okay, and I didn't say, I forgot to say, with the credentials page, this is where you're going to highlight your certifications, any even certificates that you get, any kind of badges that you get, all right, or any kind of formal recognition that you've taken an exam and you've passed the exam, and you're so those things will go here on the credentials page. Okay, and not just a list of them. We want to see images. This portfolio is like your visual resume. We don't want to come here and see a whole bunch of words on pages. Okay. All right, so the next one after tools, we want you to have technical skills. Technical skills are the skills that you're practicing using the tools. Okay, so for biomedical, this might be the DNA extraction lab. Okay, for game design, you might design a 3D character model. For cybersecurity, you might set up a secure network, okay, using some of the tools in here. Drone engineering, you may build a custom copter, all right, and you would have pictures of that project, as well as a short description of what you did, okay, on the technical skills page. Okay, the next page we want you to have is non-technical skills. Now, these are not soft skills. Okay, let me be clear with that. Non-technical skills are not soft skills. Say that with me. Non-technical skills are not soft skills. These are skills that are still specific to the job, but they're more transferable than technical skills. Okay, for example, if you're in biomedical and you're doing some DNA extraction, that's a technical skill that you have, but now you want to work in construction. DNA extraction is not going to help you a lot in construction, okay, that technical skill. So it's not as transferable than, say, if you are in, you're in biomedical science, but you also have project management skills. That's a non-technical skill that you can take right along with you when you go to construction, okay, because it's transferable. You know what I mean? Okay, so non-technical skills are still hard skills, okay? They're just more transferable across industries, across roles than technical skills are, okay? And I'll have more detail about that in a separate document. Okay, so the next one we want to have is business skills. So these are projects and work that you do where you're practicing business skills. So these are things like presentations, any kind of leadership thing you're doing. You know, if you're leading a team, you know, we want to see pictures of those projects down here. And this is to highlight those skills, those leadership skills that you might have, those teamwork skills, those softer skills, those critical thinking skills, problem solving skills. Okay, now that all of these business skills will in some way, shape, or form show up in the other tabs, okay? But if you're doing like a major presentation for an organization, for instance, or for Future Kings, you definitely want to put that over here in the business skills section, okay? So that we can, you know, we can see that that's work you did, you know, in a presentation that you completed. All right, so these are the minimum. Everyone, we want to have these tabs. Now you can add any other tabs you want to add here if you like. Let me go back to mine just so you can see. Some of my tabs are, I have a credential, I have thought leadership. What else do I have here? I have sharing my message, my philosophy. So these are just things that I wanted to add to my portfolio, and you're free to add any other tabs here for yours. But we want to be sure that when employers, when Future Kings partners, anyone else comes to see your portfolio, at a minimum, they're going to see work projects related to these areas. All right, now I'm just going to go into one of these and show you how insert works. So if you come here to home, let's come here to home. You can use these content blocks right here to help start you out on how you're going to populate these pages. So I just clicked this one right here, the one on the left. You'll see right here that something showed up where I can add, I can upload or select an image from the drive, something from YouTube, calendar map. So let's upload an image just so you can see what that looks like. And I'm going to have I'm going to add a link where there are more involved instructions for you to go through for this, okay? This is just a very rudimentary review so you know at a minimum what's required for our programs, okay? So let's add an image in here. I'm just going to add that one right there. Okay. Now you want to give this image a title. So this is Cyber Defenders, Cyber Defender Project. Okay. Now I just want a short description of what this is. So I used AI to create this image for a Cyber Defender project. You can You can see this image in a post on LinkedIn where I started a discussion. Where I started a discussion about the value of cyber defenders. Okay, that's it. So this is an image related to work I've done on a cyber defender project. Okay. Now, we don't want this description to be too long or too involved, okay? But we just want the individual to be able to come here, see what this is, see what project it was related to, or a project that you completed, and then move on to the next thing, okay? And that's what these content blocks are for. You can come here. So if I want to do another one, see, it shows up right underneath when I click it. So this is 2 images or a download or something like that. So let me go back to my portfolio just so I can show you some of the things that I have here. So for my risk management, this is the exact same thing that I did on the previous page. Okay. So I have a title here. I delivered a presentation to a nonprofit on the critical topic of cybersecurity risk management. So I'm explaining what this is about. Okay. You see that? This is the cybersecurity escape room. That was part of this project. This is another project. And here an individual can even download this if they want to. So if you've created a document that you think would be helpful for somebody else that they can use, then you can put it up here for download and they can actually download that document and use it. All right. Okay, so that's all I want to show you for this, just so that you have this rudimentary level. And here you can add logos, other images, you can go crazy. Okay, just, make it, be sure it's professional and, it's useful for an employer or someone who's coming here to decide if they want to hire you, right? So the information in here needs to be relevant to your role, relevant to the job that you're in, okay? But some really good and fun stuff, all right? Okay, so again, I'm going to have a link to another Google Sites portfolio video that you can visit for more details on what all of this stuff means, okay? But for right now, this is all you need, 5 minutes to get started with your Google portfolio.